Thank you everyone for coming. So today we are drawing a witch. So our goal is to make our witch. So this is my version of the witch. When we're working together on it, it doesn't necessarily need to look like this. Everybody's witch can look, you know, but you could be creative and have fun with it. So basically what we're gonna do is in order to get the witch to look like this, we're going to have to break it down into shapes. Um, and I have various steps so you can follow along. If you miss anything, of course, you can just go online. It's going to be posted on YouTube and go back. And, if you miss a step, just follow along there. So what we're going to do first is make two shapes, which is a circle. Also, when you're drawing, use a very light lead because you're going to erase this and then ink on top of it with a Sharpie, or you could use a ballpoint pen, whatever you feel comfortable with. So I'm just going to make, and it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. There's also a joke that, I can't even draw a straight line or a perfect circle. I can't really either. So don't worry. It's just a basic idea of what you're doing. Okay. So it doesn't even have to be perfect at all. It's just a vague idea what you're doing. So it should look something like that. So mine doesn't look that perfect, if you can tell. It doesn't really matter. All right. So I'll give you about 30 seconds to do that because that's pretty easy. All right. Draw your circles. And then also when we're drawing these underdrawing, this is called an underdrawing. When you're doing this, it's just to give you kind of a sense of where to, place all the features of the witch. Okay? So I think you're done with that. Okay. So the next step is just a quick lines to kind of indicate where your face is going to be. So the circle that's over here, the left circle, so this circle is going to be a cat, and then this is the witch. Okay, so if you notice why this circle is so perfect and this circle is so perfect, it's because I drew it on my iPad, and there's features to make it look perfect. So don't worry if it doesn't look like this. All right. All right. I think this is good. Yeah, and please feel free to say any questions. I'm happy to discuss that with you. All right. So now, oh yeah. So now what we're gonna do is a large circle, kind of. And honestly, this one's gonna be a little bit tight because I need a little bit more room over here, but that's okay. We're just having fun. It doesn't need to be perfect. We're just having a happy Halloween, right? Okay. So it should look like this. Um and like I said, like on mine, I probably need a little bit more room over here because I'm gonna be drawing a room, but it it doesn't matter. It's just we're just having fun with it. All right. And then what I'm going to do is in the beginning, I'm not giving you as much time because these are very basic shapes, but as we continue and the shapes and the designs get a little bit more complicated, I'll give you more time. So this one is we're just starting to draw the arms. So it really doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah. So just something like this. Yeah, it's this is pretty easy, but it can sort of look more complicated than it actually is. So, and please let me know if I'm going too slow or too fast. Just any feedback would be great. Um, And I think the majority of the time is going to be penciling it and inking the image. So, that's where we want to put our majority of our time. So, okay, let's move on to the next one. All right. So what we're going to do is just draw a simple circles. So this is for the hands. All right. So should look like this. And the reason I have a printout of everything also is so you can see it, because I notice on the camera you can't really see it when I'm penciling something. But so pretty soon I'm gonna give you a little bit more time, but I feel like these two circles are pretty easy. And we have quite a bit of time, so we can go through everything. All right, so this next one, well, I'll give you a few more seconds. Okay. All right, let's move on to our next one. So this one's going to be the broom that you're drawing. Um, so it just has to be it doesn't have to be perfect at all. It's just to give you a sense of where things are. This one's a little bit more complicated, so I'm definitely going to give you more time. And none of the lines have to be perfect. So this one, it's basically you have to do basically the broom handle, and then little circle, bigger circle, and then a large circle, and then this kind of shape. So I'll give you about a couple minutes. Um, so also what you can do is, if you feel like drawing this on an iPad or draw it on some type of computer program, please feel free to do so. You don't have to just draw it on pencil and paper. I'm just doing this to because not I don't know if everyone has an iPad that or they feel comfortable drawing on an iPad or drawing on the computer. So that this way it's more accessible to everyone. Um, if you have any questions, please let me know. All right. Let's see, do we see anyone yet? Okay. I'll give you one more minute. Okay. Alrighty. So, all right. Also, if you in the comments, if you want to let me know what kind of fun things you're gonna do for Halloween, that would be cool too. Whatever, whatever suits you. You know, it's kind of funny. My wife's actually going to be a witch for Halloween. Uh, and she's a middle school teacher, so maybe some of you are in her class and you joined us, Miss Zangara. I don't know if you if any of her students are showed up here. Okay, so this one's a little bit more complicated. All right, so we're gonna be drawing the um the hat. So, oh goodness, this is a weird one. Okay, well just bear with me, okay? All right. All right, so that doesn't look like anything. This just looks like nonsense. But I promise you, it'll look like something in the end. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes again, especially if you didn't finish the broom handle. And it does not have to look perfect. Mine doesn't look perfect. And also, please remember, we want it to be really light so we can erase it once we ink it. It's not, you don't want it really dark pencils and then, you know, you won't try to erase the whole thing. That's no fun. And so I'm going to wait till 4:16 for you to finish that. Um, just um, just to talk about me, I guess. So right now I'm working on a bunch of projects. I'm working on a biography of someone that I'm really excited about. I'm doing a bunch of commissioned graphic novels, and I have a few commissions to do of just illustrations. So it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work, and it's pretty stressful because you have to work all the time, and sometimes you just want to take a break, and you know you have deadlines, and it has its upsides, and then it has a lot of downsides too. But overall, it's a lot of fun. Um, So if you have any questions about being a comic book artist or professional illustrator, just let me know. Um, all right. Also, if you want to change the cat to not being a black cat, you could change them to any other kind of cat. I have a like a calico cat upstairs and a white cat. I don't know what kind of cat she is. Um, you could change the cat. Okay, so I think we're good with that shape, right? Yeah. All right, so one last shape, okay? We're gonna be drawing the cat. All right, so we got cat ears. You know, you can't draw a cat without cat ears. Okay. And of course you gotta have the cat tail. So my cat Marla actually does this where she goes on my shoulders like this. That's what inspired the illustration. So also your pencil should be like this light. It shouldn't really look like, you know, it shouldn't really look this dark too, just to let you know. So I'll give you, let's see, how long do you think I should give you? It's 4:15. Feel like 4:18 or 4:19. Maybe to draw the cat, the under drawing of the cat. Um, so if you guys want to let me know what you're gonna dress up as Halloween, that would be cool. Um, I personally don't dress up that often. Um, I guess it's being an adult, but that's no fun. All right. Also, if you want to change it up, you could always change it to another animal. You could have like, I don't know, a raven or something like that. That's spooky. Um, I'm just choosing a cat because I like cats a lot. Um, my wife jokes that they're my coworkers, so that's always fun. All right, few more minutes. And the next step's a little bit more fun. It's when we're actually penciling the witch. Um, and that again has to be fairly light because we're going to ink on top of it. And that's going to be the most time consuming part, honestly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just briefly show you how you could color. We're just going to color and just kind of have fun. We're going to color the witch. With pencil, color pencil, and then with watercolor. I have some here, and then at the very end, we're gonna I'm gonna just color them on the iPad. So those things are gonna be the most time consuming. This underdrawing is it's kind of like the blueprint of the whole illustration. So kind of like if you are, like with anything, like if you're building a house and you first use the blueprints and then you have the foundation and then you build on top of that. Any type of drawings, it's kind of the same, similar idea. You have the initial idea and then you build upon that. So it's kind of like a similar concept. Yeah, so that's why oftentimes you see an underdrawing before you finish the entire drawing. So yeah, all right. So again, the illustration should look this light. All right, so don't make it that dark. Um, so what we're gonna do, we're going to add the details of this illustration. Um, I want you guys to copy this, but I'm going to be doing my own illustration. So let's see, how should I do this? I'm going to draw to the side so you can start copying this image. It doesn't have to look exactly like that. And also, again, um, uh, let me see, make sure you can see it. You guys can see it. Um, So it doesn't have to look exactly like that, but you can add your own flair to it. But that's just sort of the idea. I think this one deserves a good amount of time. I would say like 10 minutes, because it's kind of a little bit of a jump from these shapes to this image. But you already have the underdrawing, so like, you know, um, like these shapes look very similar to what this looks like. Um, you just see, this is the arm, this is the other arm, this is the broom, this is the hat, this is the face, the cat, the cat tail. So just follow along with your underdrawing, and you should be fine. All right, I'm going to draw to this side, the left side, my left side, your right side, while you draw this image, and I'm going to wait till you guys probably need a good amount of time for this one. And you'll notice my illustration isn't going to look like what my initial one was. That's because I don't want to just copy what I did before. Kind of want to do something different slightly. I'm going to make her have a larger nose. Maybe like a little bit more cartoony. Maybe I should even give you guys more than 10 minutes because this one's a lot. So maybe I should wait till 4:33, honestly. But remember, don't make this too um like don't have the press the pencil too hard onto the paper because you're not going to be able to erase it when you apply ink to it in the form of a Sharpie or a pen. So like a professional comic book artist, sometimes what they do is they even use, ink brushes and stuff like that. So you could use that, but I don't think it's kind of messy and I don't know. I think for like this kind of demonstration, you don't really need that elaborate of material, honestly. It's just a basic pen. Good.
Orion, we do have one question.
Okay.
Can you talk about where the facial features are related to the face lines that everyone drew?
Um, so this line right here is kind of the center of the face. The eye is like over here, and then the other eye is right here. The nose is about right here, and the mouth is like about here. Um, so that kind of like if you had a light box and you put these underneath, it would line up. Does that make sense? Um, Also, if you want, you could go when this is posted, you can go back and kind of follow the lines here. So I'm gonna kind of experiment and try to do something different than what I initially did too. So I want to make it more weird. And also, most of the details you really want to put in the inking stage. You don't really even want to put too many details into this stage. Um, so when you see mine, you're gonna be like, "What is that?" That's okay, because it's not supposed to be super detailed. It's just supposed to give me like an idea of what I'm doing. And also, don't worry if you feel like yours doesn't look how you want it to. This is just for fun. Um, a lot of times, artists or any artist, honestly, they feel like, oh, it doesn't look good. Well, I mean, sometimes you just gotta not have so much pressure with the end result is and just kind of enjoy, actually drawing it. Um, because oftentimes, even if you you can still you could still enjoy, like you could still get something out of it if you're focused too much on the end result. Sometimes you can't gain any knowledge or any insight on how you're actually drawing. Um so I don't know if that made sense. Basically just have fun. Okay, we still got a lot of time. Pretty much done with my under drawing here, but I'll just fiddle around with it. Maybe my eye is a little off. It doesn't really matter. Also, my cat's looking a little weird here. And feel free to ask any more questions. I know this is a little bit more difficult than my last YouTube. I remember my last drawing I did. The last drawing I did was a gargoyle, but it was just a head. So this one's a little bit more complicated. But I think you guys can get it. Kind of wish I had a ruler to work on this part. When you're doing it digitally, you don't really need rulers. Um, you guys don't need a ruler, but it it helps for stuff like that. I think like 2 more minutes. My witch does not look like my initial witch, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't really want it to look like it. It's boring if I made it look exactly like how it looked first time. And I think when we ink it, the next step, we need a lot of time to do that one because it requires a lot of, you know, concentration. So that one, boy, I maybe like 20, 25 minutes. And then we'll just, the rest of the class will be, or the rest of the workshop will be just coloring and just having fun with it. But yeah, I think the next one, we're going to need a lot of time. So 1 more minute. Done with the pencils. I'm gonna go get my Sharpie. Well, all right. So, how did you guys do? Um, so like mine looks nothing like this one. Like I made the head bigger just for fun. Um, but what we're gonna do next is we're going to ink it. So try to follow along and ink it. It's okay if it doesn't look like this or even look like what I'm gonna about to do. Just have fun with it, and take your time. Um, hopefully everyone can see it well. Okay, I'll leave it alone. Okay, so I have so many pens and inks. So feel free to use whatever you have. There's no right or wrong way. I had an instructor that would use like ballpoint pens that were, dying as different types of effects. So you guys could just go wild to what you want to use. You know, I've used these what are they called? Online um called microns. So sometimes I use these. You could try using that too. Um, whatever you feel comfortable with. So it's 4:34 now. I think we should wait till 20, like, oh my goodness. Maybe wait till closer to 5 to really stop it. 'Cause this takes quite a bit of time. All right, and then I'll just chat with you guys while we're working. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the chat. Um, and don't feel intimidated. This is all just for fun, so don't worry. I think my microphone is not working. Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes the microphones die. Just have to play with them. Then also, once we're done with the ink drawing, you erase underneath of it. But what you want to do is kind of just let it set the ink a little bit, so you're not, smudging your ink. I'm gonna make my witch older than I did before. And so just FYI, I have a little bit of a preference for digital art because when you're inking with your hand, if you mess up, you can add a white out, but it doesn't look always quite right. But I still like drawing traditionally for like commission illustrations. What I usually do is I draw it digitally, uh, and then I print it out in blue line, and then I just ink on top of it because I just really like the digital art form. Some people think it's quote unquote cheating, but I think it's more just a tool and depends on how you use it. I mean, like back in the day, they only had really crude, methods of they didn't even have this, painting tools that were as good as today. But of course, there's amazing, artists who use those tools and created beautiful art. But it was a lot harder to, paint or draw because you had limited material, and then they developed better and better tools, and then digital art is just another tool. I mean, if you use it badly, it doesn't really matter what tool you're using. But so that's my 2 cents on that. I should be drawing with you guys. I think I'm gonna make my witch more ugly. I don't know, just to do something different. I'm gonna make mine a little bit rounder too. I don't know. I don't want to make the same witch again. I'm gonna use a Sharpie. And there aren't any mistakes. It's just everybody's witch is gonna look slightly different, so don't worry about that. And don't worry, I'm kind of just experimenting. I'm not really concerned how it looks too much. Sometimes the fear of it not you quote unquote looking good kind of stops you from growing as an artist sometimes. Um, and then sometimes that's why people stop drawing, is because they get too self-conscious of how it looks, and then they worry about what other people think about it. Um, if you enjoy drawing, just try to quiet that voice in your head of always thinking of what other people think of the art. because that can really prevent you from growing as an artist, enjoying it, even though you would have been. So I've seen that a lot. Yeah, this is certainly is gonna look like the one I did on the iPad. Oh well, whatever. And also, if you don't finish inking it, it's totally cool. I'll probably not be 100% done, especially because we're running low in time. Um, that's okay though. Don't worry about it. I don't think I'm going to finish completely, but that's okay. I was just trying to at least get the face done. No. Okay. This cat definitely looks a lot weirder than the other cat, just to warn you. It's okay. Here, this one looks like a really creepy cat. So we still have 12 minutes I'm going to give you. And again, if you're not done like me, you can always come back to the video. Yeah, this hand doesn't look perfect, but again, we are just having fun. Also, when you guys are completely done with your witches, feel free to post them and then tag the library. I'm sure somebody will show me them. Um, that'd be always fun. It would be kind of like fun to see the different, what your different interpretations of the witches are.
Hello, Ryan. It's Kelly again. I have another question for
Uh-huh.
you.
Yeah.
For the black ink areas, do you fully color them or use hatching?
You could do whatever you feel more comfortable with. Also, because there aren't really any right or wrong answers. So, like I mentioned, it doesn't have to look exactly like this. I I prefer I prefer just filling things in, just because I'm a comic book artist and I like everything to kind of look smooth. But you can cross hatch if you want. Cross hatching looks great too, though. There's this really cool comic book artist that I actually met a year before he died. His name's Bernie Wrightson, and he cross hatched everything, and it looks beautiful. So if you want to go down that route, that would be great. So we still have 8 minutes. So I think I'm giving you a lot of time. Also, if anyone in art class, I don't know if you guys have been taught this. You could also, I think it's called stippling, where you put little dots. You could do that too. And And also usually what you want to do is create a light source. So this one I didn't really, there's not really a definitive light source. It's kind of just looks like kind of you could just color it in. So you could do that. So like you could have shadows onto one side. You could do that. But I pretty much made the light source in the coloring stage for the iPad drawing I did over here. But it's really really aren't any rules to anything. So you'll notice this doesn't look anything like that one. That's fine. I'm just kind of trying to refine it a little bit crude. So we still have 4 minutes. So 2 more minutes. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask. I'm just gonna stick with the larger Sharpie. Just kind of add the shadows, which isn't something I did over there. And I'm not going to be done either, so don't worry if you don't finish. Um, Kind of feels like you're never done. Like you always feel like you could do more, so don't have to worry. One more minute, and then I'm going to color this one because this one is done. Um, right, I'm going to put my ink stuff away, transitioning to the next thing. Excuse me.
Oh, Orion, another request. It says,
Uh-huh.
will you please show us the shading that you're working on? Because
Yeah.
it's out of the view. Yep.
So it doesn't look as fantastic as this one, but you can kind of see how I'm kind of adding shadows in comparison in this. So that's that's the one I was working on. And I made like the face a little bit more fuller than that one because I just wanted to try something different. My cat looks a lot stranger, but we're just having fun. Um, okay, so let me we're transitioning to coloring. Okay, so we can color with color pencils, or if you even have crayons, honestly, anything works. I also have this watercolor. I think what I'm going to do is do the color pencil first. Um, where is the, okay. So the final one that I drew digitally, looks very refined. It's not going to look like that. I'm just trying to find my brushes. It's here. Okay. All right. So, I made my witch have green skin. Um, because like in the Wizard of Oz, that witch, the evil witch, has green skin. So I'm gonna do that here. So what you kind of want to do is just create a light source. So in the initial illustration that I did, the moon was kind of the light source. So you saw like over here has some light coming here, a little over there, and then on her skin there's a little bit of light, and then on the broom there's a little bit of light. And so yeah, that's the designation of my light source. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So if you feel like, hey, you know what, I don't want to make the witch have green skin, I want it to be, I don't know, blue, then you could totally do that. So I'm just going to play around in color. Um, if you have any questions, just let me know. It's not going to look perfect. We're just going to have fun. It's just kind of like coloring, uh, like those coloring books. That's kind of what we're doing. And oh, also, once you're done with inking it, make sure you erase the pencils. So let it sit for a little bit, um, and then erase the pencils, and then start coloring. Sorry, I should have said that sooner. I wish I had a sharpener here. These aren't very sharp, are they? Oops. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then about 15 minutes, we're gonna do the iPad. So I'm gonna show you how I digitally color stuff on the iPad. And with the iPad, it's done with different layers, so it's even easier than you know than traditional in some ways because you can go back and fix things and you can save the original something you tried. Um, but this is fun. I hope everyone's enjoying their time drawing the witch. So I'm kind of like because I kind of know the structure of the bone structure, so I'm kind of like going to the other side to create kind of like a shadow. I don't know if that makes sense. And then in about a few minutes, I'm going to just play around with watercolors. So if you guys don't have enough time, that's cool. You can always draw it when this video ends, or like I was mentioning, go to the YouTube video, play it back. I hope everyone's having fun with this. I'm having a lot of fun. Um, Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. All right, in one more minute, I'm gonna try playing around with the color pen or the watercolor. You can even combine your watercolor like I am with the color pencil. There's a lot of cool effects. I've seen this really cool artist by the name of Oliver Capel, who's done a lot of Batman or a lot of superhero comics, and he tends to combine his watercolor with his color pencils. So in a couple more minutes, I'm going to switch to the watercolors. And I'm kind of just focusing on the green skin because it's a lot of fun. All right, let's switch. Okay, you guys can continue doing color pencils. I'm gonna get the watercolor ready. Okay. Okay. So I got my little watercolor set here. Okay, open it. Okay. All right, I'm just going to continue with the green skin. So I'm just going to play around with it. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So at 5:15, Kelly, we're going to switch to the iPad. Is that okay?
Yes, that will work well.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're just playing around with this. And maybe I should find. Oh, I could use this one. This one will work a lot better. Ooh, like this. Oh yeah, this is gonna work a lot better. Also, if you're watercoloring on a computer paper, it's gonna buckle, but don't worry about that. It isn't a big deal. We're just having fun. I'm just playing around until 5:15. It's kind of a mess, but that's okay. Just having fun. And it's buckling. It's okay. You know what? Maybe we should just play around with the hat. Um, you know what? I'm gonna make it darker. I want to make it a different color. So I'm just kind of like playing around with it, trying to figure out the light source. I love that color. That's a cool color. I think I like that more than the green. Yeah, definitely this color is cool. So 2 more minutes and we'll switch to iPad. And even when I'm doing the iPad demonstration, please feel free to color your witch, or if honestly, if you're still inking the witch, that's cool too. We're just having fun here, and I'm just demonstrating what I small demonstration what I do. And as you can tell, making art takes quite a lot of time and dedication. So if it doesn't look right away to you, honestly, it never does to any artist. So Don't worry. Just have fun with it. That's the most important thing. All right, one more minute. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. All right, we'll clean that up later. Okay, so guys, we're gonna switch to the iPad. I'm just gonna go into the green. I'm just kind of making the light source. And please feel free to continue on your color palette pencils and your watercolor. In comic books, it's normally done a little bit differently. Usually you flat all the colors and then you render on top of it. But for this, I kind of did something different. I think what I'm going to do now is kind of just fill in the different types of colors. So I'm kind of just doing the witch costume. Basically what I'm trying to do is just fill in colors, and then you can just render however much you want. And it's okay if they blend in together. Also, so I use the program Clip Studio Paint, but you could use whatever program you want. A lot of people use Procreate, which is a really great program. I use that too for more technical elements. That's a great one. On the computer, you could even use Photoshop, or I don't know if Microsoft Paint's still a thing. You could do that. So you could do that. We have 9 more minutes. And I'm using the gouache brush on Clip Studio Paint, and I think that one comes with when you purchase Clip Studio Paint. And Clip Studio Paint doesn't cost that much. It on the iPad, I believe it only costs about $50, I think. If you get the normal one, the Pro one costs 80. And again, we're probably not going to be able to finish this illustration because of time constraints, but that's okay. We're just, again, we're just having fun, so don't worry. I kind of like how this brush kind of blends in with the other colors. So you see like how cool that looks? Like right here, I was blending in with the green. So here I'm just trying to make the highlights. I'm gonna make a little bit more detail. So we have 4 more minutes. So I'm just trying to go really fast here, just so you can kind of see how I figure out the light source. If you have any questions, just let me know. But I think we only have 2 minutes left. We'll be done. I hope everyone had a lot of fun doing this. I did.
We certainly appreciate you sharing your time and talent with us today, Orion.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, and friends, if you enjoyed this session, Orion will be back next Friday at 4 o'clock, November 5th, with How to Draw a Turkey. And the Santa fans among you may tune in on Friday, December 10th for How to Draw Santa.
Yeah, I hope everyone attends. Well, you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. So you see how I'm building up a light source right here. So I think that makes I demonstrated the basic idea even though we didn't finish. And I think that's time. Thank you so much, Kelly, and thank you everyone for coming here. Um,
Again, thank you, Orion.